Nice. Come in. Hop in VPN.
Hey,
We
what's up?
got the. Oh, nice. Nothing much. It
Alright.
was just I was hoping someone was going to come in and take over the room,
Oh, sure.
and I found the person that wants to do that.
Yeah, I'm streaming though, so just to make sure that everybody
So,
knows.
are you some kind of
Even better.
French person?
Kills me every single time.
Oh, I didn't realise you were going live this morning.
Sorry?
I didn't realise you were going live this morning.
Well, you're a bad fan.
I am.
I'm joking.
A bad fan, a terrible mod.
No, you're fantastic mod. I literally don't know what I would do without you. No idea. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, no problem. So anybody not vegan here? Spill the beans. Spill the beans. Doesn't seem to be long. Oh shit, I'm fucking freezing.
You're always freezing.
I am. But I turned on the heat now, so it's fine. Sorry. There's a bunch of stuff I didn't do yet for the stream either. Bro, my tinnitus screaming, screeching. Holy fuck. Stream preview.
Did you actually get a chance to look through that B12 paper then?
Which one?
The one you were looking at last night. The dairy one, wasn't it?
I was looking up so many things yesterday. I'm not sure what you mean.
The one from India, the dairy one.
Oh yeah. I just ended up like saying that that's not evidence for anything because it isn't. It is like they're making the claim, right? They're saying they grow the B12 in the whey substrate, but they're not saying why they're doing it, for what purpose, right?
Well, if you read the abstract in the intro, it was saying they can. It doesn't mean to say they do.
That's the other thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I got that far before we got rudely interrupted last night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely it was the first thing I saw. We can do it, not that we do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that's like the entire thing, right? So this is a paper describing a methodology, a potential methodology, right? It's a proof of concept for that methodology. All right. Yeah. Show us the evidence that's actually how like vegan B12 is grown, right? Because yeah, we know some B12 is not vegan. We know this.
Yeah.
So it's all weird.
But it was farcical. If that's the evidence that it wouldn't be vegan, then it's pretty poor evidence.
Yeah. It's just fucking the things she doesn't know is it's staggering. The things that she doesn't understand.
Is it that she doesn't know, or is she being deceptive?
I don't know. I don't want to make the claim there, right? I don't know.
Well, the question is there, shall we say?
Yeah, I guess so. Everybody hit like on the stream.
And subscribe.
And
all the good things.
And go watch my Maybe I'm Live on Kick. I'm not sure. It's like blacked out. Oh no, it is. It's fine. It's working. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if anybody's watching. I think nobody's watching there. Anyways. So no non-vegans here? What's up, Toast? Toast, are you vegan?
Yeah, I'm vegan.
Oh, cool, awesome.
Oh, never met you before. Hello.
I'm normally in a vegan world. I don't really come here.
All right, welcome. Ding, 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 ding. What's up, Xenos? How you doing? Hello. Hello to my chat. Hello to Alan Boomer. Hello to Brett.
Peckish. Just watch the video.
Sup Twisted.
Only
Sup
3 minutes.
Pia. Hi Marisa, how you doing?
And then tell me, would you want to be in their position?
Hey Jason. Who else is here? B12 Babe, what's up? And Martin Kevin is here. How was your holiday, guys? How did the holiday go? What's up, Ruslan? I hope it's gone well.
Be back in 15 minutes.
Or not terrible, at least. Right? What's up, engineer? Are you vegan engineer? Or are you non-vegan engineer? What are you engineering? The vegan stuff or the non-vegan stuff? Too many questions. Sorry.
Bruh.
Yeah. Is Ken Norton vegan? Is Ken Norton the troll from yesterday?
Sounds non-vegan.
Sorry?
Oh no! Anyway.
You have new toys in your soundboard. Nice. I wish I could pop this out. That would really fucking help. Since I'm streaming on Kick, there is a window in OBS that is not available to me, and it's so annoying. I really want it back. And the window is how many people are watching my YouTube stream. It's a shame. Absolute shame. Dog. Scene transition. Oh, I guess I can define it here. But for now, guys, we are, I guess, waiting for a non-vegan to come in with that we can have like a conversation. It's been more than a week since I had a streaming, at least, conversation with somebody. Hey, what's up, 7A something? How you doing? How are you doing? Nobody's biting so far. That's
Hello
okay.
there.
I'll have the time to deal with this issue, maybe. Can I somehow... I want the analytics. Can I get the analytics? portrait views, concurrent views. I want this window, but I can't have it. It's really a shame. Okay, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way and just like gonna create like a small window. No, I can't do that. Fuck me. Really annoying. Really annoying. I need to Google about that after the stream. By the way, I'm here for 2.5 hours, something like that. No more than that. I'm gonna have to find out how I did it for that one, for that stream, after the stream. Gosh, I want a non-vegan to talk to. Can somebody produce me one? Is somebody in the chat? Are you non-vegan? Come. Justify your position. Do something, please. I'm itching. I'm itchy. Anyways. Let's check in on Kik. It's the activity. For subcounts, alright. I'm so cold. I'm gonna heat up my arm on my face. Funny. Anyways, tell me how your holiday has been. I want to hear. Oh, thank you, Jason. I do wish there was like because there's a difference between them, and I don't know which one is right. I think probably the back end is right. I want to just see how many viewers are watching, because I need to know. I'm doing it for like a specific reason, not because out of any kind of vanity or whatever. So if there is a conversation going on in English Hub and my count, like my view count is around 13, 11, 13, 15, I know like that only people who are already subscribed to me, people who are vegan are listening. If it increases, like, right, if it jumps to 25, 30, 40, I might want to jump into the chat, right, and talk to the people in the chat, the non-vegans, because I know then when it's over 25, which is above my usual, like, kind of live stream average, then I know it's there are some people that maybe have questions about veganism, maybe have questions or claims or comments that they want to make about what I look like and shit like that, right? They want to create some kind of a dichotomy between me and past me that apparently, like, when I was eating meat, I was probably looking much healthier or something like that, right? So that's why I want that window, because then I want just to have like something to look at. Jack! Epistane is your uncle? Epistane? Really? Epistane? Children. Oh, yeah. Jack, why are you doing this? What's the appeal of writing these things in my chat? I just want to understand the psychology behind it. You know? Just want to understand what's going on here. Right? Like, you're literally, like, fucking advocating for creating child victims. So I want to understand why. Unless you don't understand that, like, advocating for everybody to watch CP means that the demand of CP increases, which means that supply should increase as well. which means more children are going to be victimized. And that's what you're advocating for, and I want to know why. Rios, what's breakfast? I just had like a peanut butter and jam sandwich. Just didn't. I don't know. I'm not very inventive, and I'm not very taking care of myself lately. So I'm just like, whatever is easier. And that was definitely the easiest. What's up, Wolf J? And don't forget non-binaries. Hi, boys and girls and non-binaries. There are people in the middle. What's up, Kathy? Haven't seen you. Actually, I've seen you all the time in my stream. I'm just like used to you switching the name all the time. Where's your copy pasta? What's with the plant-based fruity? Let's go. Show me the plant-based fruity, man. Nobody, absolutely nobody who's not vegan is in the English hub. So I'm just gonna blabber for a little while. My mug looks like Shrek. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah, the color. It's one of them big mugs. I used to have 3 of those. One of them was like really bright, darker green. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like it was like the color of Pia's profile circle, and that got broke. That's so unfortunate. And I have like a yellow mug just like this as well, and they got cobbled together from different places, so they didn't even come from the same source. But I missed the green mug. It was so cute, the cutest. I just like a tub of coffee, I guess. Like a tub of coffee. Yeah, one of the things, okay, you get in your lecture now. One of the things when I was 2021, I don't remember, one of those, after taking a break and stuff, I went to industrial design school, and part of industrial design in 2001, that was, so yeah, I was 21. Part of that was learning a little bit about environmentalism, the environment and stuff, right? Because industrial designers should know about the materials that they are using, right? And what their impact on the world is, right? To do like more ethical decisions, potentially, right? And so our environmentalism, I guess it's not an ism, like environmental studies, teacher told us that actually saying that a plastic cup is less environmentally friendly is in comparison to ceramic cup or ceramic mug is wrong, actually, because if you look at the entire life cycle of both of them, right, it actually is the case that these use more water, not only in the production, but also because you have to wash them all the time, right? They use huge amount of electricity, which means greenhouse gas emissions, right? And they are fragile, right? So it's actually more environmentally friendly to use a single-use plastic cup or even like a styrofoam cup because it takes almost no water to produce, just like very little for the machine, and almost no electricity because it takes like 100 I don't know, 100 degrees or something like that to make it, or 120 degrees, whereas this cup, it takes like 1,500 degrees, right? And so it just happens to be that to justify not using single-use plastic cups or styrofoam cups, you have to use these cups 6,000 times, which is an unreasonable time slot to use a cup. Hello, Chip. Sorry, I don't know where that came from. I guess I'm a little tired. I don't do memberships for a couple of reasons. First of all, I kind of don't want to be a burden on the vegan community because I'm
Did
generally
everybody
speaking.
die?
What? Sorry.
Did everyone die?
Oh no, I'm just talking to my stream because there are no non-vegans in here. I'm just talking to my chat. But once I am looking up if a non-vegan enters, I will start talking to them. Anyways, so I
Looks like the person with the Russian name might be not vegan.
oh no, they are. So I just don't wanna because I'm
About
earning
peckish.
okay money, right, for like my part-time job.
He doesn't have a vegan role. Peckish, are you vegan?
What peckish? There are other people in here? No, there aren't. They're just hallucinating a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing anything special that deserves like for me to have memberships. If I'm ever lost my job, I would have to. And the second reason is it's the ad sense is not in my name. It's not on my account, right? It's on somebody else's account. And so I think that just would be like an incredible burden on them to all of a sudden also deal with like memberships because they would have to declare it as their income, basically. So that's the reason that I don't use memberships at this point. But
Peckish, if you feel powerless against the world, just say so. But to try with your copium against others that aren't trying to harm others, then that's a different thing. That's not cool, man. We're all powerless against wars. And you're just coping right now. You're looking for somebody to lash out at, and we're an easy target.
do we have an emotionally unregulated person in here?
Yeah, he's been coping for the past, 40, 50 minutes because vegans aren't doing anything about wars.
Well,
Whilst they're doing absolutely zero about anything apart from coming in here and
wait,
attacking us.
How do they know we don't do anything about wars?
Well, they're human. I mean, we're technically, they're just powerless as we are at the end of the day, really.
It could be that I'm doing a vegan activism shift and then I'm going and doing anti-war activism shift, right? So that's like an assumption.
Yeah. But I'm quite sure they're doing absolutely nothing apart from coming in here and trying to attack people who are trying to change the world.
Also, I probably could create a pretty strong link between doing vegan activism and that actually facilitating war activism as well. Probably could do it. Haven't thought about it yet. Probably if I think about it.
Also fallacy from relative privation. It's we're all fighting for something. All issues are important. You don't get to come into a server and say, well, what are you doing about my issue? Well, we're fighting for the issue of some individuals.
Yeah. It's like going to a dog shelter and saying, what the fuck aren't you doing anything about war?
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Or going to an anti-war activist and saying, why aren't you fighting for the animals? Well, first of all, you don't know that they aren't. And second of all, like, they're doing this one thing right now because they can't do all the things at once. It's just a weird thing to say. It's a strange thing to say.
Maybe Pekis is just a little bit frustrated with the world and their lack of ability to change anything.
I mean,
But you can change yourself, Pekis.
you can change a shitload of stuff, right? Just like probably not war, because the thing that wars are usually not controllable by populations because they are fought by or they initiated by governments. The only thing you can do about war is vote differently next time. That's about it.
Oh, I saw it, Felix.
But the thing that you can do for animals is
Why
like
isn't
imminent.
Pekish miking up? Why aren't you miking up, Pekish? Is it because you're afraid to speak to us?
Could be. Sorry.
I'm trying to get them to talk, but it seems like they'll still be afraid.
Any thought on animal population control? Yeah, we should stop breeding the largest mass of animals into existence in perpetuity. And that would control
That's an interesting note.
the
Would
population
save
of animals.
Hitler over a pig. Okay.
If you feel like I didn't answer your question,
You'd save
let me know.
Hitler over a pig, and you were complaining about what we're doing about wars?
Crazy.
It sounds like you want wars if you'd save Hitler over a pig.
Yeah. Could save a pig who, at worst, is gonna, like, eat some crops. But you decided to save the person who killed millions of animals. Oh, well, obviously animals as well, but millions of, like, human animals as well.
Talk about hypocrisy coming
Holy
in
shit,
here
yeah.
and asking about war and then saying I would save the one person who caused one of the biggest war in existence.
Yeah. That's not it. Crazy stuff. People are so
They say the
weird.
dumbest shit in here.
People are so weird.
I wonder why like veganism makes them a little bit stupider. I'm curious.
I don't know if it
Or
is.
not stupider. I don't know how to put it, but like dissonant by all means. Half a brain stops or
So, wildlife, first of all, doesn't actually need control. We just left them very little wild. We left them with very little wild because we cut down the wild to grow feed for animals and to create pastures for animals, right? And obviously to build cities and stuff like that, right? If we all went vegan, we could free 75% of that land to get more wildlife. More wild for the wildlife, right? The only reason we control them is because they interfere with whatever crops we are growing, obviously for human food, but also for animal feed. And that's the reason. But second of all, I'm not sure why we're jumping into the violent solution, the let's fucking kill them all solution. Let's get a machine gun solution. Let's get a bow solution, right? I'm not sure why we're jumping into that. That's just like a non-compassionate way to do this. Where like, just Micah, put a human being or a population of human beings in the place of the animals and tell me if it's like, it would be your first solution to go just kill a bunch of people to control the spread of population, which what humans do, right? We spread out as much as possible. Like by the year 2050, we're going to be 10 billion of us here. And if we don't go vegan, all of us, That's gonna be quadrillions of animals that we bred into existence just to exploit and slaughter and kill. And right now, wildlife by mass is only 4%. And we keep killing them because they interfere with our plans, right? That's kind of weird. We almost completely extinct the wildlife, and we keep doing it because we make the claim that their population is spreading too much. What the fuck? Trillions of animals that we breed and raise for food, and human beings are 96% of the biomass on Earth. And we are trying to control the tiny sliver of 4% by lethal force because they interfere with us spreading even more all the shit that we want to do. So I don't know if you have like concern for wildlife, but it's a weird concern if you're not vegan. That's all I'm trying to say. Hey, what's up, Len?
So Pekish, again, the proposition was, what are we doing about war? And you came in here saying, I'm going to save the person who causes war. Why is it so difficult for you to respond to this?
Let's just go something. Something more. Why vegan? There you go. My answer to why go
So
vegan
it doesn't
for
matter
ethics.
how much harm a human being causes. They're the preferable choice. Even if they wiped out everybody on the planet, you would say save the human because they're human.
Without being illogical, huh?
It's just insane.
Some people have brain rot, absolutely, Kathy. Some people, I think a lot of people have brain rot. Pasture still isn't great because it's very typical that ranchers overgraze pasture land. Well, they absolutely do. That's what rotational grazing that everybody's talking about is, right? Because there's just like section of places where the cows eat like fucking everything. They stomp on everything until there is like not a blade of grass left. And then they move them to a different field. So yeah, definitely overgrazing is part of this ethos of regenerative farming, rotational farming, all of that shit. Stupid stuff. Curious where you're gonna put them.
Wait, I have a question. So,
curious where you're gonna put them and who's gonna pay for the work. Put whom? Put whom? What do we do with wildlife that comes to and destroys the local ecosystems? Have you not been listening, Micah? I've addressed all of this, I guess not like directly, because you're trying to answer for me to answer you with nothing changing, right? Basically in mind. And I'm saying, if you're worried about that shit, we should change everything. We should change everything. And then minks are not going to be a problem. And we wouldn't need to control the population of minks because they would actually have wildlife to be in. So, you know, if you weren't listening, let me know. You just got here. So just go back in the stream. I gave you the answer. Jesus Christ. Hey, what's up, John? How are you doing?
instead of even your own pet, somebody who your family has an emotion towards.
So what did I miss? Rotational grazing is not like some kind of a mystery. I looked into it about as much as needed. You section off your field, You put animals in one part of it until they eat everything they can, stomp on everything they can, and then you move them to another area. That's rotational grazing. What did I miss? Let me know. Maybe you can teach me something new today. I'm willing to learn.
900?
Hey, Badger.
I know. 789. That seems like a good number.
I mean, if you'd rather save Hitler than a pig, than an innocent pig, I guess a 0 is probably the best course of action.
So wait, Pickish, because I fail to see why would you save somebody who's trying to kill your family?
They're still on that shit.
Like, I don't get it. Why? Like, do you hate your family? Is that what you're saying? Because your family would be safe, and you could have either chosen to save.
Well, yeah, they live like a little bit so that the grass can grow out. That's still overgrazing. That's still not. I mean, I'm not sure how that contradicts what I said. They do eat everything that can be eaten, but the leaves, like, because cows don't can't actually eat the roots and shit like that. They don't do that. They just take off the blades, so it leaves a little bit so that it can grow back. And by the way, it doesn't grow back very often because farmers do seed grass. They do sow grass every couple of seasons, at the least. Farmers keep walking their farms for a reason. They need to see, if something doesn't grow enough grass for them to harvest it for the winter or plan out the feed, right? They have to seed more grass. So I don't know what you're saying contradicts what I said. You rotate them exactly to prevent that. You rotate them to save money on feed. Full of shit. How did you determine the optional amount of grazing? I'm not sure what that means. I didn't say anything about optional amount of grazing. All I said, we should stop breeding animals into existence to do this. Rotational grazing tries to mimic what is done in nature, and it fails because they still have to seed lots of grass. Well, I know enough. I might not know a lot of stuff, but you haven't shown anything. You haven't said anything that I don't know. In fact, I said a lot of things that you didn't say, like the fact that farmers still need to seed grass.
If someone came to sodomize,
And I'm not sure why that's even relevant when my position is, those animals shouldn't exist. We should return that shit to nature and then control the nature a little bit, but that's a different conversation. Never been.
would you
When you
let
start
some guy
defending Hitler, I'm not
sodomize?
fucking interested.
Yeah,
Sorry, this-
would you let a guy sodomize you and then kill you, or would you defend yourself and kill them?
I would never. They said this is asking that because in the comments they said I would never take human life. That's straight up deontology, and that's why deontology doesn't vibe with me, because I can imagine
Hey,
when
guys.
it would be the most moral thing
Well,
to take a human
the
life.
only chance you would to prevent it would be to kill. So, I guess since you wouldn't kill, you would be sodomized and killed. That's great.
Sometimes being in
It's
moral conversation
fucking
spaces is
stupid, man.
really fucked
Holy
up.
shit.
Who you guys are you guys talking to the person in the side chat? Because I've been hearing you guys make comments, but
The original point was how much more like nature a pasture is. No, that wasn't the point. I don't know, maybe that was your point, but you didn't articulate that in any kind of way. And I don't know why actual seeded grass, in what way that would be more like nature. Like pastures are not natural. It's usually like when you go into like whatever small tiny patches of actual nature we still have on this earth, when you go in there, grass is nowhere near like these huge fields of grass. That doesn't happen in nature. That's just like what we are like gaslit into thinking nature is, but it's not. Like literally, if you go into nature, it's just like like a variety of stuff. Like grass is a monocrop, right? Grass is the same monocrop as soybean. Is a monocrop in the same way as a soybean. So I don't know why I should accept this gaslit reality that you're describing. Well, I did scroll up. I didn't find anything you talking about like how it's natural, but it doesn't even matter, right? Your point is stupid. It's silly. In what way is grassland more like nature than the soybean crop? It's a crop. Both are monocrops, basically. Although some grasses do have like more clover and whatever like mixed into it, but not necessarily. It's like it's dew crop. It still doesn't make it more natural. Like the acres and acres and hectares of grassland, in what way is that natural? Especially since it's seeded. It absolutely is a monocrop. Grassland is absolutely a monocrop. And I don't know how you separate the two. It's literally hectares, as I said, it's hectares of one crop. Like, oh, well, provide evidence. I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you go and look for like grassland, right? If you go like to like images, right? Something like that, right? It's a monocrop. It's one crop for fucking acres. That's a monocrop. Are you out of your mind, man? Grass has dozens of species. Well, so what? The grass has dozens of species. Usually when they create those grasslands, it's one, maximum two species. It's the blades of grass, and then it's like some clover, because clover has like a different nutritional profile. Like, so if I have like a field that has like two types of grapeseed, and by that I mean, you know what I mean, I just don't want it to be flagged. Is that gonna be not a monocrop if it's hectares and hectares of two types of a crop? I think it would still be considered a monocrop. Like if I go to the soy fields of oh, look, nature. Holy shit. This is literally just one fucking crop. All of this. It's one crop, maybe spread it around with a little bit of clover in it. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man. It's just like silly. The fact that grass has dozens of species, wheat has dozens of species. Well, wheat is technically a grass as well. Wheat has dozens of species, but if you put one fucking type of species for hectares, that's a monocrop. Like, bro, it's not nature, that's for sure. And it is a fucking monocrop. Well, send me something. You know what? Come into my Discord server. You're welcome to come into my Discord server to voice chat with me, right? And then you can show me the evidence for your claims, right? You can teach me. You can teach little old me about how many species of grass there are in a field of like rotational grazing or whatever. Green plants that look similar are the same species. No, when you seed grass, when farmers seed grass, they use one species of grass and then maybe spread a little bit of clover in there as well. If that's okay, you know what? If the only way you define monocrop is one species for a hectare, then sure, it's a dual crop. It's a dual crop field. I'm gonna change my position right there because there is a little bit of clover in there as well. I'm not sure why that matters to the conversation that like grass is like nature, right? Let's not forget where this actually started, right? According to you, not according to me even. So yeah, welcome to come into my Discord server and provide evidence there. Like teach me, master, the things that I don't know, right? I'm willing to admit I don't know everything. So you're welcome. I'm gonna close, wait, let me just collapse everything, all categories, so that I could see easier when you come in. So that could happen, right? What's wrong with a farmer milking their cows for milk? Well, it's exploitation of sentient beings. It's not in their best interest, and it's always ends in slaughter as well, so... well, both are evil, right? Because both come from the same place. They come from exploitation of animals for profit, for unnecessary food where we could avoid it. I've been avoiding it for 10 years. So I don't know how one would justify that, right? Like, Micah, replace the victim again. Just put like a human being in the context, right? So, yeah, they get shelter and protection. It's not transactional because they didn't agree to it, because they cannot agree to it, right? So put a human being in there, right? Let's say you have a woman who can't agree to things. Let's say it's a mentally challenged woman, right? But she can get pregnant, which is what you need to do in order for cows to produce milk. So they impregnate that woman. And then they impregnate that woman, and then they take that child away from that woman, and then they milk her for unnecessary food. Is that... And when she can't get pregnant anymore, they send her to slaughter. Because it's like no longer transactional, no longer profitable for them to give food, protection, and shelter. So they just like send them to slaughter. Is that good? Well, in what way is that transactional? They didn't agree to it. The cows didn't agree to it. And they can't live unless in like fucking pieces. Yeah, tell that to a mother with a newborn who would have, didn't agree to get impregnated, right? Have the child taken away from them and is milked for unnecessary food, right? As like the child is gone, been sent to slaughter, or been sent to be raised by human beings. What the fuck, bro? Can you address the things that I'm saying? In what way is it transactional, right? To take away somebody's baby and then milk them for profit? Or for like self-enjoyment or whatever? Are you saying that cow milk is for human beings? In what way? What do you mean by that? In what way is cow breast milk for human beings? I mean, if you mean by that that's what we do, then sure, but I'm not sure why we shouldn't like just do something else. That's an obfuscation. In what way is cow milk for humans? The milk that a cow literally needs to be impregnated for, and then the calf taken away for. In what way is that milk for humans? Can you please answer the question, Micah? This is starting to annoy me, frankly. The lack of communication with me on your side. I know it's hard for people sometimes to answer the question directly, but please try, right? In what way, I'll repeat it. In what way is cow milk something that a cow needs to be impregnated for, give birth, and then that child taken away from that cow? In what way this milk is for us, unless all you mean is that we exploit cows for milk? What do you mean it's collective? What the fuck do you mean by that? Why people use like proprietary words? What do you mean by that? You do. You take the baby away. You take the baby away. You do. The only place on planet Earth that doesn't do that is probably like India, and they restrict the calves very much. So they they only do it for like better exploitation, because the calf actually like helps the cow to produce the milk. And so they let the calf drink a little bit, and then they kick the calf away, or they just kill the calf and create like what's a thing called cow bacha, where it's like a calf head or calf part of the body that the cow can smell and then produce milk, or they give them oxytocin. But in the rest of the world, they take the calf away. Not that like matters, it's still exploitation even if they don't. Where? What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about, Micah? Where does that happen? Give me a location. Give me a location. Tell me which farm doesn't separate the calves from the cows, the mother cows. Give me like an actual location. Give me a name of a farm. Namsos. Let's see what we can find. Dairy farm, Norway. Is that like a name of a? Is that like a name of a? Wait, why am I doing this? Provide evidence for your claim that they don't take the calf away. Like literally, that's their product. How the fuck wouldn't they take the calf away? That doesn't matter that they are local farmers. Local farmers take calves away because milk is the product that they sell. So it's kind of like Long Dream Farm, Canada. Okay. Long Dream Farm, Canada. What about them? Where does it say that they don't take the calf away? This says Alabama for some reason. Long Dream Farm. Let's see about us or something. What is all of these things? Where's the about? Is this? What the fuck am I looking at? I think I'm looking at the wrong thing. Do they have like they don't have a site. I think. There you go. They have like Facebook. Okay, let's go to Facebook. Let me just see that I'm like not gonna be doxing myself. Block. Yeah, that's fine. I think. I hope. Where animal blah blah blah. So they make the claim they don't take the calves away. Yeah, I guess there are some calves there. Humane milking. Get the fuck out, bro. That's funny. So what do they do to the calves after the cow doesn't produce milk anymore? Oh, look at that color. That's a weird color. Never seen a cows like that. Oh, there is a doggy. Oh, get the fuck out. When the fucking animal exploiters also like a virtue signal about other animals. Crazy. So that they seem to have like maybe like 20 cows, something like that. Oh, look. Get the fuck out. Look, a calf is being fed fucking formula. Get the fuck out. It's in California, that's fine. Look, a calf is being fed formula. Why do they do that? Why do they feed formula to the calves? Why aren't they drinking the mother's milk? Or some other cow's milk, right? It's a question. And there is a calf. A property of, right? Property of. It's crazy how people think, oh, these animals are owned and they're producers. And they say, oh, this is humane. Humane slavery, look. There's a calf sitting right there, and there's another calf sitting right there. Therefore, nothing bad is happening here. So the question is, what happens to the animals after they're no longer producing? Where were you? Gorilla, God King. Answer my question. What happens? Oh, I wasn't on live chat. There is a farm outside of India that's doing it. It's in capitals, whole blah, blah, blah. Okay, what's happening to both the cow and the calf once they're no longer producing? Answer my question. No, that's not similar things to what happens in the wild. In the wild, they are not owned by anybody. They are not milked by anybody but their child. Yes, and that's bad, right? I'm not saying those animals should be in the wild. I'm saying those animals shouldn't be bred in the first place because they're bred for exploitation and eventually slaughter, which is where I'm trying to lead gorilla, right? But they're not answering my question. It's weird. Let's check out this Norway Nasmus Dairy. I wrote that shit wrong. Let's check out Nasmus Dairy. Is that it? Food tradition, Nasmus, Norway. No, it's just like says. I don't see calves there in that picture. Maybe Nasmus is a city. Don't see calves there. Oh, look, nature. Look how natural this is. Absolute nature. Don't see calves here. I only see grown-up animals. Maybe I'm missing somewhere in there, right? But usually when you have a mother, the child is around. Look, oh, one cow. That's all we get. No calves here. Grown-up animals here. Grown-up animals here. Grown-up animals. Another grown-up animal. Not seeing calves anywhere. All grown-up animals. healthy and fertile cows. So the animal production, animal food production, requires to exploit the penises and the vaginas of animals, the reproductive systems of animals. So when a food slides down the vaginal canal, and I hope you understand what I'm saying, I'm trying to be careful these days, then I find that something potentially not ethical is happening when the exploitation requires you to impregnate somebody. When the food production, I mean, requires you to exploit their reproductive systems. Something weird is happening. I'll answer your question when you take your L. What do you mean? I did say that some places in India don't take the calves away, and then I explained it how that's still exploitation. And by the way, this, right? I showed you what L. They're feeding the calf formula. Why do they do that? So how am I going to take my L when I'm pointing at something that is potentially debunking your claim? How am I going to do that? Damn. Right. But let's scroll back a little bit. Let's scroll back a little bit. Let's go to the picture where like those calf chilling and sitting. Where was that? Maybe on the bottom. Maybe a little lower. Yeah. You see that this child, right? This baby with the tag. What's going to happen to him? Don't backpedal? I literally said, go back in, this is recorded, man. Go back in the recording where I said, yeah, some places do that. In India, I pointed at India, right? Because I know that don't take the children away there. I'm not sure what you're trying to like do here, Gorilla God King, right? Even in the beginning, I said, I don't know why that would matter. It would still be exploitation, right? And this is 20 cows that produce milk for maybe, I don't know, like 100 people, right? This is not indicative of the milk that you buy in the store, right? That's for sure. Yeah, sure, fine. I'll grant that there are one more place that may be doing it, but now you're gonna have to explain this. There you go. I admitted that there is one more place that maybe is doing what you're saying. Now tell me what. Now explain what this is. It doesn't say in the post. Okay, sorry, Gorilla, what's your point? Can you explain to me what's your point? That still would be exploitation, even if this one thing that I mentioned, right, doesn't happen in 2 farms in the West. I mean, I give you even a third. I made a video about them. Let me just find that video 1 sec. I'll give you a third one so that you don't have to look for it. Let me just find it 1 sec. It's in my shorts. We're gonna watch my video about a third place that also doesn't take the calves away for some period of time, right? They keep the calves with the mothers for some period of time. Let me just find it 1 sec. It's gonna take a second. Oh yeah, there it is. I called it Moral Milk TM. Let me just mute the tab. And bruh. Why am I so bad at technology? That's not what I want. Why am I so bad at it? Just like a fucking boomer.
Allowing dairy.
There you go. Let me just change this one thing.
Allowing dairy cows to be mothers decreases stress levels in the calf.
First of all, they are always mothers. It's just like in 99.99999%, the calves are taken away from them. They're always mothers, right? So the dairy farmers keep telling us, this is what I'm writing here, that dairy cows are bad mothers. And this person saying, no, let's just give them a chance.
In the mom. Cortisol, heart rates.
Dairy farmers actually torture cows, is what I'm hearing. 99.99999% of dairy farmers torture, right? Let's just hear that again in case you haven't heard
Stress levels in the calf, in the mom. Cortisol, heart rates, and vocalizations decrease.
Right? So basically, when 99.99999% of the farmers take away the calves from the mothers, they're torturing them because the cortisol goes up, the blah, 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 and a bunch of other stuff. Heart rate goes down, a bunch of other stuff, right? That I wasn't listening to myself.
Heart rates and vocalizations
Decrease, right? When they keep them with the calf, right?
Calves are typically separated.
So what happens to them in 99.999%? And what happens to them in this dairy farm? What happens? Gorilla, you keep not answering that question. What happens to the calves? Even that if they're kept for 3, 4, 5 months with the mothers, what happens to them afterwards? What happens to them, Gorilla God King? What happens to the calves and the mothers after they're no longer useful? Right? Because, as I'm going to say at the end of this video,
To protect the calves.
those animals are still
Calves
exploited.
born in the fall and winter are especially vulnerable to scout.
What happens to the male calves? Gorilla King, what happens to the male calves? Can you answer my question? What not working? Sure, it sucks they take the babies away. Thank you for admitting that in 99.999%. But finding a solution to change people from having dairy is not going to be easy. What do you mean? Plant milks. Types of plant milks. What the fuck do you mean by that? Types of plant milks. There are like 5 of them that you can make at home. And then, let me see commercial. Types of commercial. Right? Because we would want a solution that people can just like pick up from the shelf. Oh no, it's gonna be hard to find a solution for people to no longer drink dairy. Meanwhile, this is the amount of plant milks just like chilling in every fucking grocery store. What do you mean, Micah? Taking cheese away, vegan cheese. And nobody taking away anything. Vegan cheese. Let me go for commercial. Again. You said you're from Norway, right? Vegan cheese, vegan burger, vegan cheese, vegan cheeses. Oh no, it's gonna be so hard for people to give up this highly immoral food and zero replacements. Look at all those fucking things. Let's look specific for like commercial vegan cheese in Norway, because you said you're from Norway. This is apparently vegan cheese that maybe exists in Norway. Let me just go make sure though. Yeah, you can get Violife in Norway. You can get Applewood in Norway. You can't get Applewood here. I heard it fantastic. European Dairy Company launches vegan cheese options. What the fuck do you mean, man? Oh, wake up. Take a stroll in your fucking supermarket in a place where you don't usually go. Like, just like look at the entire supermarket and go look for the vegan alternatives. They all exist. This is crazy, man. So when you drink dairy, that dairy is the product of exploitation of bodies. You would need to have like a proprietary definition of exploitation for that to not be true. But that's generally how the word exploitation is used. It's unethical to drink cow's milk, but it's fine to buy products that exploit pollinator bees and use animal-based fertilizer. Well, animal-based fertilizer is not a good point. It's just like a fucking waste. It's something that farmers need to pay to get rid of. And by the way, I am pro-synthetic fertilizer or pro-sewage fertilizer or green manure. There's like so many fucking options that we don't need animal-based fertilizer at all, unless that animal is human being. Which essentially fund the exact industry you are criticizing. No, manure doesn't fund farming like at all. Most of the time they pay to get rid of it. And most crop farmers prefer synthetic fertilizers. But like, that's why I don't like generally try not to buy organic anyways, because they are more likely to use like manure. But I don't think that's not vegan. It's using the waste of something. Right? Like if I grabbed a bunch of shit from our human sewers and put it on crops, that wouldn't be the exploitation of humans. That wouldn't like increase the exploitation of humans. It wouldn't pay money to those humans in any kind of way. But the pollinator bees is actually like a good point, Albert, right? So I am obviously against hiring bees for crops, right? Where I am, it's hard to find out, frankly, which farmers or which farming practices, which crops, which vegetables, which fruit hire bees, and which ones just rely on like wild bees. Wild bees, that's not exploitation. They just come, take their shit, and it just like benefits us, right? Those animals are not bred, they're not exploited in any kind of way. But there are crops that animals are exploited for, pollinator bees are exploited for. And although I find that unfavorable, it's not inherent to that crop. And it's something that just like farmers just need to stop doing, right? Whereas farming for animal food, right? Like for animal products, the exploitation is inherent. There's nothing literally to change, right? If a farmer wants to do non-exploitative type of farming, they would have to move towards plant farming or precision fermentation, something that they are probably not smart enough to do, frankly, because precision fermentation is something for the geeks to do. But that's sad, right? I actually avoid buying almonds and avocados. But it's not a rational thing, because almonds and avocados, although they exploit the bees, they actually save the bees as well, right? And I can produce evidence for it. Let me know if you need to, if you need me to show you that. What else is is it okay to exploit animals if we only take their waste? Well, that's not exploitation. If I shit in the middle of the street and somebody picks that shit up, polishes it the way there is like a dung polishing tradition, right? Polishes it and sells it online as like, I don't know, VPM shit, you know, because I'm that important. I'm not being exploited. I shat on the street and left it to anybody's devices. If I cut my fingernails, right, and just throw that away, and somebody picks that up and makes like plastics out of it, right, like biodegrading plastics out of it, I'm not being exploited. I literally just like, they literally picked up my waste. So yeah, that's just like not understanding what exploitation is, I think, Albert, on your side. Plant milk is one of those greenwashing kind of things that relies on people never looking into their food is made. Well, I did look into it. Let me just go find it. So I think it's water somewhere. Plants are saving the world, cognitive dissonance, artificial intelligence, production, logical fallacies, dies compared. I do have it somewhere, water use. Maybe it's in water use, maybe it's here. Oh yeah, there you go. Right, so this is just water, but I have something similar for greenhouse gas emissions as well, I think. This, it's all of them. So this is emissions, this is land use, this is water. So all plant milks, all of them are more environmentally efficient, right? But also you're kind of missing the point, NGS. The point is not to exploit animals and not to slaughter animals. And so environmentalism is good. Going plant-based is good for the environment. We did look into it. We have studies on it. We have, you can see the source right here. Right, it says the source right here. We did look into it, and it just happens to be that plant milks are a crazy win for the environment. So it's not greenwashed at all. It's actually like much more beneficial to the environment if everybody moved away from dairy milk. So I hope that schooled you, and I hope that proved to you that I know a little bit more than you. How about that? For that waste to exist, those animals have to be raised, right? Well, I'm saying we should move away from using animal farming waste, but I'm just saying it's not exploitation in any kind of way. Again, this is just like your misunderstanding of what exploitation is. Exploitation is the use of somebody for your personal benefit without regarding their best interest, right? And taking waste of an industry is like, first of all, as I said, it doesn't give them money because most of the time farmers need to, unless they have their own fields and then they use manures on their own fields, but most of the time they have to pay for it to be disposed of. So it's not profitable for them. If it was profitable for the farmers to take manure away, I would give you like half a point there, right? Like half a point out of 10. But it's not. It's not. They usually pay to dispose of that shit. Literal shit. So there you go. It's just like not understanding what exploitation means. Like if they were like, I would give you a point, like a full point, or even 2 points, or even 10 points, Albert, if animals were raised for the manure, and there was like an industry that used manure to grow plants, and then an industry that doesn't use manure to grow plants, and I would purposefully buy from the industry that does use manure, and those animals were raised specifically for manure. I would give you like full 10 points, but it's just like not something that happens. Your PC was built by human exploitation. What's the evidence for that? What's the evidence for that? You give alternative products, but you're talking about changing habits. Yes. What's wrong with that? And probably federal laws. Yes. Yeah, what's wrong with that? That's not a solution. Why not? Why not? That's what we do all the time. People change habits. I don't know about you, right? I've changed many habits. I've even like gave up a couple of addictions in my lifetime. And so why is that not a solution? That's a perfect solution. If we change habits and we change laws to grant animals rights, which we should absolutely, obviously, incredibly obviously do. We obviously need to grant rights to animals, negative rights, the right to life, the right to not be exploited, the right to not be slaughtered, which is the right to life, sorry, the right to bodily autonomy, so nobody fucking rapes them for for milk. If we grant rights to animals, including then this wouldn't be like, this would be an amazing solution actually, because probably wouldn't end all exploitation in the world, as it doesn't to have laws against exploitation of humans, right? Well, I guess where they do exploit humans, they don't have those laws. That's the point. Or in some like specific production areas. But the point is, once we have it in law, and once we habitually, most people don't exploit animals with their fucking dollar, with their fucking habits, that would be the perfect solution. Most animals wouldn't be exploited. The way, we have federal laws or just country laws against grape, against murder. It doesn't stop all grape and murder, but most people don't grape and murder because of those laws, because of the change of those habits, because there's a change of the mindset as well. So I don't know why you would say that. It's just such a narrow view of, well, this is what we're doing now, so we should continue doing it. I don't know why you'd think that. What's the evidence for that, NSJ? That grass-fed cows are net carbon absorbers? Except, I know farmers make that claim. I know there is a meat shield, what's his name, Meat Lona, makes that claim. But that goes against the scientific consensus, in a huge way. So I would love for you to provide evidence for your claim. And you're welcome to join, my server for that. And we can have a discussion on that. By the way, I didn't, it's been a while since I looked into my Discord server. Maybe you've done it. Maybe you've joined. Maybe you pinged me there. And I don't know about it. Let me just go take a look. No, nobody joined. NSJ doesn't want to provide evidence for their claims. So weird, very weird. Why are the alternative products not a solution? They're literally a solution for the environment, and they're obviously the solution for the animals to be no longer bred into existence, exploited and slaughtered. Why is that not a solution? What do you mean? I don't know what that is. Hey, what's up, Michael? I guess it is, but it's quite small. What do you mean? We can produce much more plant milks with much less resources on a much less land. Why? It's the perfect solution. And just to reiterate, we obviously should grant rights to animals. So it would be the perfect solution for the animals. I know, Gorilla Goat King, you're talking to Marisa and Pia, so I'm gonna let them deal with you, I guess. Thanks for replying. Do you think the change will happen through individual ethical adoption or rather through technological advancement? Both. That's why I'm a huge proponent of plant milks, of plant meats, of even of lab-grown meats and cultivated milks. I'm a huge proponent of that, because then like 66% of the population are going to switch to it. It's going to take time, but they're going to switch to it. But until then, we still have the mindset of exploitation to take care of, right? People think that it's totally okay to breed, exploit, torture, rape, and slaughter animals en masse, and talking to people, telling them, listen, this is obviously not okay. If you take your personal habits out of the equation, if you take your personal biases out of the equation, if you replace the victim with another sentient victim, this is obviously wrong what we do to animals, and we should stop through both, through personal adopting of the least ethically wrong diets, which is a plant-based diet, through not going to zoos anymore, through not buying toiletries that were tested on animals, through avoiding, by the way, if possible, the use of medication that was tested on animals, although I would grant that we do need mitigation and it doesn't increase the rights violations. I would make that argument for that. But I think we should like move on from animal testing as well. Obviously, we don't have the right. They obviously, those animals should be granted rights to not be exploited and murdered in that way, right? Just how horses were replaced with motor vehicles. Yes, so we should do all of them, and we should do them now, not only for the sake of the ethics of exploiting animals, obviously being wrong, but also for ourselves. Look at what it does to our environment. If you look at this, right, let me just move it in there a little bit so that you can see the full scope of it. Dairy is obviously ruining the environment, and going for something like soy milk would give us the same nutrition with 1/3 of greenhouse gas emissions, tiny sliver of land use, and the tiniest sliver of water use. This is beneficial to the animals, obviously, because we would grant rights to animals, but it's also beneficial to human beings. Both. The answer is all of it, and somebody find another solution as well on top of that. All right? Please change your habits into something that isn't insane, that doesn't exploit and slaughter animals en masse. It's obviously ethically wrong to do that. Isn't oat milk the best one in our graph? I would say maybe, depends on how you look at, no, I would say soy milk is the best, but it also provides like the best. I would say like for the environment, maybe they are kind of equal, right? But I would say like it's a little, like on the emissions it's a little smaller, but on the land it's a little bigger, and on the water use it's a little bigger. So like if you average it out, they're probably like the same for the environment, or like one of them maybe like edges out a little bit. But soy milk is like nutritionally superior. So I would say go for the soy milk. But speaking of that, I have oat milk in my thing right now because I bought like a bunch of like discounted oat milk. But after that, I'm going to go back to soy milk. So choose either or is the point. Just fucking ditch dairy is the point. Both for the animal rights and for the, like, you know, become plant-based for the environment, because that one is really fucking obvious. And people, I don't even know. It's like, I both understand it and don't understand it at the same time. It's crazy to me, but I both understand it and don't understand it at the same time. I understand because I used to be there, right? I used to be that idiot who was like making all of these environmental decisions while not being vegan, right? Like I've been an environmentalist since like age of 23, right? For my personal habits, because that's the only thing that you can take care of, right? So like trying to avoid plastic wherever I can, reusing like plastic bags, whatever, right? And it's even better because I knew the more knowledge, because I knew that paper bags are not better for the environment than the plastic bags necessarily, right? Using like recycled, what do you call it, cloth bags and stuff like that, right? So I've been very aware of the environment since the age of 23, and yet I went vegan only at the age of 35. That's insanity. So I know where I am. Like, it's the lack of knowledge, it's the huge amount of misinformation, and it's just like not wanting to change your personal habits, right? But it is insanity, though. It is insanity. So I don't know. I hope. I don't know. There are days when I'm like, I don't know what else to do. Those are the days. I don't know what else to do. So somebody should invent something. Somebody should have something. I need coffee, by the way. Let's listen in. The commenters have come down a little bit, I think. So let's listen in on what's going on in there. Oh, nothing. Silence. Perfect. I think something is happening in the comments, maybe. Not so much.
Ruslan.
What do you mean by this? You don't need to get an iron infusion. You just need to take an iron supplement. Brother, before going vegan, I was anemic. I'm not anymore. You know why? Because twice a month, right, I take like a iron supplement. I'll show it to you. It's a really good one. Right, so this is the iron supplement that I take twice a month or so, right? It's vegan iron. It has 25 milligrams of iron. It has also vitamin C added to it for increasing absorption. So it's as efficient absorption as like the heme iron, right? It just increases absorption. And then you have also folic acid in it and a vitamin B12. So you don't need a fucking iron infusion. You just need to take one supplement. And what else did you say? Be in incredible debt to eat fish and survive? What do you mean by that? Just go vegan. Vegan is cheaper. Vegan foods outside of like the convenience foods, the already cooked for you foods that are a little more expensive. Fish is crazy expensive as well. So I'm not why you would even take that. You want the omega-3s? There you go. Just take the vegan DHA. It's much cheaper than eating fish. And then just eat tofu instead. Just eat tofu and take an omega-3 vegan DHA supplement, and you're done. What the fuck? Why are people so sure that they're right? Absolutely unclear to me. You are incorrect, my man. The evidence. The slave laborers behind your computer. Wait, is that gonna be talking about my personal computer? By Fast Company. I will look it up. But also, you know, like, that wouldn't say anything. It's just like an appeal to hypocrisy. I could be right about one thing and wrong about a different thing. Why? Why does it have to do that? Fuck me. I'm so bad at technology. Let's see. Is it going to talk about my personal computer? The slave robbers behind your computer, Fast Company. So, who are Fast Company? Let's do that. Oh, they talk about, great. Who are you guys? They talk about a fucking show. So that must be a really, really good source of like empirical claims. I'm sure they quoted, Jesus, it's a fucking blog, man. I'm sure they are very reliable. Let me just add this about us. Fast Company is the world's leading business media brand with an editorial focus on innovation in technology, leadership, world-changing ideas, creativity, and design. Really? Okay, but let's look at it, I guess. Where is it? Wait. Wait. The slave... Bro, why? Why is this popping up? Oh, I have to pay for it. Yeah, sure. Okay, brother. Well, not all is lost. Let's just... Oh, fuck me. Let's just do it like that. Let's just go to this. Damn. Let's just go to this. Let's just grab this and ask AI to read it to us. New chat. Right. Can you summarize this article from a blog of a company? Bro, the evidence that people take us seriously, it's really fucking fantastic. A US Labor Department funded study found, oh, can we look at that study? Found that a large portion of the electronic workers in Malaysia work under forced labor conditions. That's terrible. I will trust that. I'm not even going to look into it because, yeah, I know in Malaysia there are forced workers. True. According to research by the supply chain monitoring group Verite, roughly 28% of Malaysian electronics workers interviewed were in forced labor, and an additional 46 were on the verge of it. Okay. Terrible. Somebody should do something about it. Foreign migrant workers from poorer neighboring countries like Myanmar and Nepal take up many of these laborers and are especially vulnerable. I see how that could be true. Reported abuse include confiscated passports, that's just slavery, deception about job conditions, indefinite debt bondage, that's terrible, that's just like the way prostitution works as well. Physical or sexual violence, holy shit. Treats against worker families back home, okay, all terrible, right? These conditions are part of a broader exploitation within the global electronic supply chain, affecting parts that become computers, smartphones, and similar products. Okay, yeah. What does that say about my computer? I mean, you made the claim it's part of your computer. You didn't say it's likely part of your computer. You didn't make the argument out of it as well. So yeah. And why does this mean that you shouldn't go vegan, by the way? Where were you? Who were you? G-Man. Why don't you go vegan then? If exploitation is wrong. It seems to me that you're making the argument that exploitation is wrong. Why aren't you going vegan? I thought, yeah, I was destroying the environment. Yeah, not nearly, almost at all. Like, especially text. I would say, like, I really reduced to almost zero the use, like, generation of images and never generate, like, I guess I can't say never generated videos. I did generate videos a couple of times. Yeah, I even have a video on my channel. Yeah, that's true. But like once I learned that it like that increases generation of greenhouse gas emissions, I stopped the almost entirely the image generation, unless I like really desperately need it, and definitely stopped video generation. But even the video generation, which is obviously going to be the biggest problem, doesn't even compare to a burger. Eating one burger is worse than generating one what's his name? One video, AI video. Right. So, G-Man, why aren't you vegan? Well, because you didn't make the argument. Make the argument. Make the argument. I would appreciate that. That's the first thing I said. You should make the argument. Make the argument. Right. You provided evidence from a blog. Now make the argument. Let's just close a bunch of stuff that we don't need, and let's just stay on this. No, let's stay. Let's go to why vegan. Fuck this. Why vegan? Right. It's just like, it seems to me there's an attempt to appeal to hypocrisy fallacy, but I don't know. Just make the argument. Was vegan for 8 years. Why were you vegan? Due to being dairy and egg allergic. That's not veganism. B12 deficiency constant. Why didn't you take methylcobalamin? Vitamin D. Why didn't you take vitamin D or drink fortified milks? Calcium. Why didn't you drink fortified milks? And omega-3. Why didn't you take eat some flaxseed or some chia seeds or take vegan DHA? By the way, this is not mandatory. This is just like for optimization, right? The thing that you actually need in omega-3 is the ALA, and you got that in flaxseeds and in canola oils and shit like that. So what's going on? Why did you let yourself go so badly? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Energy levels low. Why didn't you eat enough calories? And I tried to maintain with supplements. Oh, you're saying you tried to maintain with supplements. I don't know what that means. Why didn't you successfully maintain with supplements the way I do? And then your conclusion, vegan diet is no good. Well, no. Could it be that you just didn't eat enough calories? I don't know what supplementation you tried to take and for how long. Being dairy and egg allergic is not veganism anyways. Did you do it for the animals? If you did it for the animals, did you try to solve it to remain ethical towards the animals? Did you try to solve it in a vegan way? The way if vegan falls, like an ethical vegan, obviously that's what veganism means, is it's an ethical position. The way if a vegan falls into dietary insufficiency, they solve it through the vegan means by taking more supplementation, by drinking fortified milks, by eating fortified foods. People making the claim, therefore the vegan diet didn't work the way you did it, stupidly probably. Sorry, that's just the truth. Therefore vegan diet no good. The people, listen, I ate, as a celiac, I ate gluten for a while. Therefore, plant foods are not good. It's insane. Insanity. Jesus Christ. What argument? Yeah, make an argument for why, how, I don't know. I don't remember at this point, G-Man. Make an argument for why you even mentioned my fucking computer in a stream about veganism. You just calling out my hypocrisy. Well, that's an appeal to hypocrisy fallacy. In what way is that a hypocrisy anyways? And what do you know about my specific computer? I don't have to make an argument with it, then you should be ignored. I do care about humans. What do you mean? Bravo. Really? Where? Tell me whom. Brett, tell me who did that. Is this Takumi? Well, Takumi is just reacting to Takumi is just reacting, I think, to my thing. I don't know. Tell me, Brett. Tell me who said what. So that I can like scroll up. Global warming, cooling, climate change is a myth. Come on, man. The fuck is that? The fuck does that even mean? Global warming, cooling. It's called climate change, man. So whoever uses global warming cooling, they're making a couple of fallacies. One of them is a genetic fallacy. In the beginning of noticing that our human activity actually impacts our climate, they did used to call it global warming. But then the more they learned about it, right, they understood, well, it's not just warming, it's also cooling. So they changed the name to climate change. And then people who want to discredit those 99% environmental scientists, while themselves not being environmental scientists, probably, most likely, they just use the genetic fallacy. They're saying, well, they used to call it that, and now they changed their mind. As if that's like something like a bad thing. And fucking, just criticize Bill Gates for what he's actually doing, not for what he's saying. I don't know. It's just like, fuck me. You want me to read some kind of a conspiracy theory shit? Why? We should have a counter for you didn't go vegan right. I don't even know if they didn't go vegan right. I just think that whatever they did could have been solved, right? And I'm just like thinking the conclusion is weird. Yeah, you can not be vegan right. You can be on a weird plant-based diet. You can be on a weird appeal to nature, non-supplemented, raw food, vegan, natural, whatever the fuck, fruitarian diet, and fuck up your body. You can be on a bad omnivorous diet. For instance, animal-based diets are terrible for your health. You can be on a bad omnivorous diet. You can be on a bad plant-based diet. Yeah. What's the problem with my claim? How is it fallacious to call out your hypocrisy? Well, first of all, you have to prove hypocrisy, right? What do you mean you agree with veganism? Are you vegan? G-Man, are you vegan? Like, if you were vegan, you would know that those are like separate subjects. Therefore, it's not a hypocrisy. I'm trying. I'm trying not to skip, but like the way the chat goes, it just sometimes just like drops down. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it on purpose. No, I eat meat. How much now? Much better. No milk. Well, you found calories. Congratulations. You were never actually vegan for ethics. That's obvious, right? Because you're allergic to milk and eggs doesn't mean that you are vegan for ethics. And yeah, you found calories. Congratulations. That doesn't mean that a vegan diet, whatever that means, is not good. Your conclusion making is weird. I could right now provide you with a dietitian that would make your diet, vegan diet, sufficient and even whatever you would call optimal, right? This could happen today, Kai. Are you going to do it? Since you can't actually reach the conclusion that vegan diets are not good from whatever you were doing. that's like n equals 1, and it's not even n, because it's like an unscientific gathering of evidence, because we don't actually know what you did. Am I an optimized vegan? I don't know about that. I'm getting older. I abused my body for a very long time. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. I'm skipping comments. I'm trying not to, but it keeps jumping. An argument to establish hypocrisy is a start. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They should like fucking argument. Give us an argument how me being vegan, and let's even assume that I own a computer that came from slavery, right? In what way is that a hypocrisy? Vitamin supplements are artificial, so what? What's the problem with having artificial things? And by the way, this multi-supplement that I have, right? About like half of those things are like produced by bacteria. So I don't know what your definition of artificial is. It's definitely not artificial, it's fucking organic. Without cooperation making them for you, switch to off electricity and vegan life, much more difficult. First of all, snippets of sentences there. I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say. But make an argument, please, Hawkeye. Why is artificial bad? What's the problem with corporations at this point in time as it pertains to a vegan diet? And why should I fucking switch electricity? What the fuck is wrong with you? Make an argument, goddammit. Yeah, the vegan stance is anti-exploitation and slaughter of animals, right? Like, that's how most people define it. I do define it against the exploitation and slaughter of sentient beings, correct, right? But the stipulation is we avoid exploitation and slaughter of animals as much as possible and practicable. There are probably animals slaughtered for me, because that's just like how the world works, right? But it's not inherent exploitation, it's not inherent slaughter, and it's something that once a certain amount of population goes vegan, we can fix without dispensing with the products themselves. Computers are good, cell phones are good. It's just like right now, like certain percent of components, like 70% of certain components are produced with human slavery. And by the way, not all of them. And by the way, it's something that if you can avoid it, you should, but you can't necessarily, right? And like lots of people are working on it. And one day, very soon, those components are going to be produced in a lab, right? Like without mining. But also G-Man, right? As we read the article or the summation of the article, I can open it up if you want. Please provide the counterfactual that those people wouldn't be enslaved if I didn't buy my computer. Please tell me that me and others avoiding buying computers would mean that those people wouldn't be enslaved into some other industry. Or for that matter, that they wouldn't starve to death. Right? That's why I'm saying you should make an argument, because an argument should exclude counterfactuals. And if you don't have the counterfactual, G-Man, that me not buying my computer and me convincing all the people around me not buying my computer, right, even if it was produced with human slavery, would mean that those people wouldn't be enslaved. That's the problem when you have a product that the exploitation is not inherent to it, right? You can't actually tell me what would happen to those people if nobody bought computers and cell phones. Right? So just to summarize, because I've been filibustering for a little while, or not filibustering, I was just talking. It's not a hypocrisy because the proposition of veganism, the way it's usually defined, is through non-exploitation slaughter of animals. Non-human animals is intended, but doesn't apply to me because I do define it as sentient beings, right? I define it as inherent exploitation of sentient beings and slaughter of sentient beings. Well, first of all, you can't prove that my computer isn't one of those 30% that doesn't have all the things. What was my B? Whatever is plausible, possible and practicable is just like something that needs to happen in order to exist, right? C, the products are good, and D, I don't know what the counterfactual is. What if I don't buy my computer? It's going to be worse for those people. Much worse. What if we globally stopped buying computers from Malaysian mines, like with the minerals from Malaysian mines, and those people are just like slaughtered in mass or left starving to death? Right? And this is something, again, because I do care, I've been thinking about for a really long time, and I have been trying to research it, both with the use of AI and on my own many years ago, and lately with the use of AI. We don't have the counterfactual. There is no way for me to know that me buying my computer once a decade, by the way, is not better for those people. And I don't know what the solution is, but I think the solution is just like, there should be like intervention into those areas, into Malaysia, into Uganda, into Africa altogether. And it's just like ending slavery in that way, because I don't know what the counterfactual is. I don't know if maybe me buying a computer once a year and me buying a phone once a year, it would actually be better for those people and more likely to end slavery somehow. I don't know, right? And so calling me a hypocrite for this is fucking weird. So make an argument, G-Man. Make an argument with P1, P2, P3 for how I'm a hypocrite, and provide me with a solution. That's the most important part. If somebody tells me what I should do in 4 years when I buy a new phone, which phone I should choose, because I chose the best I could, right? I chose a phone that seems to be like, the company seems to recycle metals, and they're kind of cagey, but they do make the claim that they strive towards like ethical mineral consumption. I don't know if that means anything, right? It's like, if it's like a lip service or if it's actually happening, but I know they do recycle some metals, and the grading is like 66 on some kind of a chart or whatever the fuck, right? But if you give me a solution, this is the phone that you should buy. This is the computer that you should buy to avoid slavery or to reduce slavery. If you can make the inference from me buying a different computer I think in 5 years from now, something like that. I think I have this computer for like 4 years or something like that. So in 6 years from now, if you give me a solution, I will do it. In what way is that a hypocrisy? Holy shit. And I'm saying holy shit for like me like talking for ages about it. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. Fuck, it jumped again, and I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. This is what it jumped to, man. I can tell you how we do away with capitalism. Sure, work on it. Holy fuck. Yes, please, work on it. I'm doing my part. By trying to turn people vegan, I'm actually like undermining capitalism. I'm doing my part. Go for it. But here's the thing. Unless you can tell me that me not buying a computer reduces rights violations, and me buying a different computer, because I do need a computer for work and shit, and for activism, for everything, me buying a different computer reduces rights violations. If you can give me a tangible solution that I can do right now, I'll do it. But if you can't, then I'm not a fucking hypocrite. Jesus Christ. I'm just like, I don't have the knowledge, which you probably also don't have, because probably nobody does. We don't know how to solve this. If we knew, we would try to, at least, right? We don't know how to solve the slavery in Malaysia and in Africa. Congo, I think, specifically. It's gonna jump again, I can feel it. Hey, what's up, David guy? Yeah, exploitation happens, and I know. I don't know. By the way, G-Man, I don't know if you answered. Can you answer again? Are you vegan? You said you're pro-veganism, but are you vegan, actually? It just seems to be like a weird conversation going on between those people. Motorola is a better phone to buy. Is it a smartphone? Because I need a smartphone for my work. As is, they like hate the fact that I don't use like WhatsApp. And so, you know, smartphones, unfortunately, is a must for my job. But if Motorola has like what's the evidence that it decreases rights violations, you know? What's the evidence that if I buy a Motorola phone, that there would be less slavery, less people would be enslaved? What happens to those slaves as well, right? Maybe there would be a greater rights violation. I don't know if I can live with that, right? No, phytoestrogens don't fucking mimic anything. Calm the fuck down. You eat actual estrogen in meat. Actual 100% estrogen in meat. No, they're not problematic in, you know what, fucking soy. 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 There you go. Concerns that let me stay on this. The phytoestrogens in soy may feminize men continue to be raised. Several studies and case reports describing feminizing effects, lowering testosterone, blah, blah, blah. It was just an overconsumption of calories. For this reason, the clinical data were meta-analyzed to determine whether soy or isoflavone intake affect total testosterone, free testosterone, and blah, blah, blah. So, conclusion. Sub-analysis of the data according to isoflavone dose study duration also showed no effect. These updates, the expanded meta-analysis indicates that regardless of dose and study duration, neither soy protein nor isoflavone exposure affects any of those testosterone things in men. There you go, sir. You can calm the fuck down. Stop spreading misinformation that you were fed through your clownivore doctors or whatever the fuck. In what ways? Like, again, send me the fucking info. Join my Discord server. Send me in the info. In what way does an Apple computer, an Apple phone, a Motorola phone decrease rights violations? Decrease slavery? Is it just like me not participating in that slavery? Then I'm not cool with that, because I want my actions to actually decrease the rights violations. And if it doesn't, then... And the thing is, I think I'm asking for something unreasonable, right? Because I don't think that data exists. But then you guys should stop making the claim without backing it up with evidence. That's my point. Think of the counterfactual. What is the counterfactual to me buying an Apple computer instead of my PC? I addressed that. No, it cannot grow tits. Because then trans women would be eating soy all day. But they don't, and it doesn't grow tits for them. Jesus Christ. So David, can you please join my Discord server and provide me with whatever evidence you have? Please. Yeah, G-Man seems to disappeared without answering my question, I think. Yeah, what's the solution? I don't know what the solution is. I guess. Maybe. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I tried to buy as ethical a phone as possible, but it's also a purchase every 5 years, and in case of my computer, it's a purchase every 10 years. So, like, I'm not as bothered about it as the people paying for rights violations 3 times, 4 times a day. I'm not as bothered by it. Like, not enough to, like, do activism for it, right? And let's not forget all the people who are enslaved for the production of animal products. And, like, are in, like, really bad way. Okay, David, you're talking too cheap, it seems. So I don't know. No, exactly. They have estrogen. They take estrogen, exogenous estrogen. They don't drink soy milk all day for the tits. So that just like refutes your claim if the meta-analysis wasn't enough, because you seem to derive the conclusion about the world from singular anecdotes and not from scientific papers from which we can actually derive cause and effect to a much greater degree than from like anecdotal evidence, right? And so, yeah, you just refuted yourself, mate. I don't think you need conceptual justification for diet. I eat only raw meat, eggs, and milk, which are all products which resulted from animal slavery. Yet I feel good doing it, and I don't want to change. Well, why? You know that it comes from animal slavery. You know that it causes great suffering to them. You know that it's like exploitation and slaughter of animals. Why are you so important, unknown user, that your personal feelings that you can probably achieve on another diet, highly likely, frankly, are more important than the countless lives that you affect? Like, why do you think that doesn't require justification? If we go for my diet, for instance, and I say, well, my diet consists of raw dog meat and raw human meat, and I just feel the best on it, and I don't feel like I need to justify anybody that, like, you know, my decisions pay for exploitation and slaughter of these sentient beings. Would you accept that as a justification? Again, just like the veganism is an ethical position, right? The only thing the diet has to do with it is that it's applied by like going on a diet that excludes some things, right? Doesn't prescribe a diet, a specific diet, doesn't prescribe anything other than just when you can, don't pay for exploitation and slaughter of sentient beings. or animals, like specifically, like veganism pertains to animals. I guess when I say like sentient beings, I'm just being a sentientist and not like a vegan, right? It's like I'm going like a stage up and saying, well, exploitation of all sentient beings is a problem. Like, just seems so like short-sighted, and also like post hoc ergo propter hoc, I guess, right? Because the counterfactual would be a non-user is that you could go on a specific, very limited, as you seem to like, vegan diet, like some kind of a plant-based keto, and you would feel even better, right? Can you agree or disagree with me, a non-user? That it could be that you could go on a plant-based keto and you would feel even better, but also you feeling really good. I don't know if that's like excuses you from providing a justification for exploitation, slavery, and slaughter of animals. Yes, host to us. This is live. Sorry, there's a comment that I haven't noticed in my Kick stream. Welcome. You are my first Kick user or viewer, I suppose. So welcome. P1, there are rights violation in Industry X. P2, buying products from industry. How? How does it, wait. Increases demand, okay. Your purchase of industry increases rights violations by demand. What's the evidence for that? That in this specific thing, the increase in demand would increase rights violations. What if the increase in demand actually decreases rights violations by motivating industries to innovation to create like synthetic minerals to use in computers and phones? What if the demand is the only thing that keeps those people alive? Or not starving to death? Whoa, no. P2, don't accept. Or P2, I do accept. I don't accept conclusion, and I don't even think that this is valid, but that's fine. Who am I to judge? I couldn't write a valid argument, probably. No, there are no tribes. Which one? What, Maasai? You think Maasai only subsist on animal food? No, there are no tribes like that, but I don't know why that would matter. We're talking about, shit, it jumped again. Oh, fuck me. Okay, that's fine. I don't think slaughter of sentient beings and abuse of sentient beings is good at all. Then why are you paying for it? When the counterfactual is you could find a plant-based diet that works for you. For instance, plant-based keto could be done. Very like limiting, but it seems like you already limited yourself to only several foods anyways. The counterfactual is to not buy those parts. No, I'm looking for the counterfactual of how that actually decreases rights violations. Because with veganism, I can tell you how it will eventually decrease rights violations when it's more than 1% of a population. It's probably the counterfactual of, because it's inherent to breed those animals into existence, the more vegans there are, the less animals are bred into existence. That's how it works in veganism. Please tell me, like, what happens if we gradually stop buying computers? What would happen to those people? Because there are some things, this is like a fallacy, I think, G-Man, not a fallacy, but like, I think slowed thinking. There are some things that you know will decrease rights violations through like not demanding it anymore, right? And there are some things that's not how it's going to be fixed, right? But you would need to provide the counterfactual not to my actions, but to how my actions would actually decrease rights violations. And I don't think you've done that. I reject your conclusion. Not just because it's not valid, but I don't think it's sound. As I said, the counter hypothesis is that it would actually increase the rights violations. I don't think eating animal is abuse. Well, you don't think slitting the throat of somebody is abuse? And again, like the justification, it makes me feel good, and therefore paying for rights violations. It's kind of weird, no? Like if I put it in the context of, like if I give you an example of, well, it makes somebody feel good to grape people, would that be a good justification to grape people? Okay, then join my server. There you go. And we can provide you with the resources for vegan keto. And you can try out vegan keto. And at the least, stop like paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals for selfish reasons. Holy shit, man. Sorry, I'm just trying to understand you. I agree with you. If it made me feel good, then it's good. I'm assuming that you mean the plant-based keto. But I took this extreme diet and feel good, so how can it be bad? Well, it increases rights violations. Animals are slaughtered for you. What do you mean? Holy shit. What do you mean? The grapist feels fantastic graping people. They got their gratification, they got their dominance, and they didn't have to work hard for it, right? Because it's hard to get consent. You actually need to be not a shitty person to actually somebody wanting to actually consensually fuck you. So why is grape immoral in the context of producing sexual gratification, but it's absolutely moral to produce your bodily gratification of feeling really good? Like not through like sexual, but through like some kind of other type of gratification. Like, all of a sudden you do want to talk about morals, whereas you don't want to talk about the morality of you paying for the slitting of the throats of animals, for the exploitation of animals. Like, and this is like a Motte and Bailey, like you comparing the end product, well, I guess you're saying hunt animals, like what would be the symmetry breaker? Can you admit that both are victims? Oh, it jumped again, Jesus Christ. Wait, why do animals need to have similar morals judgments? We're not talking about them judging anybody. We're talking about our own judgments. Do you have moral judgments? Why are we accepting? No, I don't. First of all, I don't accept it. If I could change it, I would. But second of all, because of the lack of moral judgment. But you do have a moral judgment. Unless I'm talking to a lion? Are you a lion? Oh, I need coffee like really bad, but I also need to go soon. Oh shit. How did the conversation change to gramping? I gave an example of an immoral action done for personal feel good. I don't know, I didn't accuse you of vanishing, but you seem to be talking to somebody else now, unless I missed this. I just missed comments. I'm just like a boomer. That just happens. I'm sorry. Then my argument isn't invalid, only unsound. Well, that's a problem. I don't think the conclusion follows either, frankly. Let me just go back and read it, because I'm a dumbass when it comes to those kind of things, but let me just try and go back and read it. So let me just grab that, copy that, so that I have it, and then we can jump to now, I guess, somewhat. Okay, so P1, P2, conclusion. Okay, there are rights violations in industry X. Buying products from industry X increases demand. So you need like at least like P3, I think. P3 would be increased demand increases rights violations, and I would reject that. And therefore, and then it would need P4. P4, demand is driven by purchases, something like that, right? And then purchases, this is like a weird thing to use as, purchases of industry increase rights violations. Something like that. I think that's better. Let me just copy paste. That's my attempt, but I suck at it, not gonna lie. Let me just take the conclusion into the different thing. Something like that, I guess. But I suck at it, so I could be wrong. That just seems like more complete to me. And I'm sorry. I know. It keeps jumping, so I can't like address everything. But Tone is talking to you, I think. There are industries that cause more rights violations. In what way? Than animal production? I would need evidence for that. Why demand products from the worst industry than the better one? Well, as I told you, provide a fucking alternative, and I'll do that instead. Right? Like 300 years ago, right? I think vegan activism could not exist, right? Because there wouldn't be an alternative or like an alternative that isn't insane for B12, right? So telling people to stop eating animal products could potentially be deadly, right? Because 300 years ago, we already kind of had like a modern sewage system and like modern water system, possibly already not like having as much bacteria in it. The sewage would have the B12 bacteria in it, but telling people to drink sewage for B12 would be crazy, right? That's not the counterfactual. You don't know what the counterfactual is, by the way. You're making the claim that's the counterfactual. No. The counterfactual, I'm asking what would happen to those people if I didn't buy a computer. And you, no mind. Morality of animals, I agree, it's wrong. We kill them en masse. About thousands of years, this has been our diet. So what? Let's change it. Like, so what? For thousands of years, people been raping each other, killing each other, whatever the fuck. We changed that. It no longer happens en masse, and like and it's illegal, right? So laws are generally speaking put into place to reduce rights violations, and they're like relatively good at that, right? Because before there were laws against murder, like a lot of people who are not squeamish would murder each other and shit, right? So why not change something that's been in our diet for thousands of years? We changed our diet in the past 50 years so drastically. Why wouldn't we change it again? What's the problem? I've changed my diet. Been vegan for 10 years. Been absolutely fucking fine. Why is it an impossible goal? Because you don't want to do it? That's insane. That's weird. Sorry, jumped again, but I'm going to try to. You mentioned grape, but isn't that human to human? Well, you don't think you could... So what, right? Like, I'm giving an example with the victims replaced, right? So there are more repercussions. Sure, there are legal repercussions, but we're talking about morality. We're not talking about legality. Legality comes from morality, but it's like from like moral considerations. But it's not it in itself like a morality. There are plenty of immoral stuff that are still legal, right? There are like countries and even states in the US where you can marry literal children. I find that immoral. It's legal in some countries to do female genital mutilation. I find that immoral. So when we're talking about morality, why wouldn't we talk about it without the legal repercussions, right? Unless, like, all you're saying, Anon, is that you need the legal system to be moral. And then I would kind of find that a little fucked up. I don't know who Thomas Shelby is. Sorry, Nigachu. And that name is... All right, whatever. Are these moral arguments correct in assuming equality between humans and non-human animals? No. Comparing humans to animals. Let's see. Comparing humans to animals. So, no, right? Oh, fuck me. It's not here. I should fix this. Human-animal comparison. There you go. I should put it in the same place. So, what I'm saying, right? I hope you're listening, a non-user. Both apples and oranges are fruit. And you go, oh my God, did you just say that apples and oranges are the same thing? And I'm saying, no, those are two separate things, but both are grow on trees and therefore are classified as fruit, right? So that's what I'm saying about humans, right? Humans and animals are both sentient and deserve the rights, the moral consideration when considering whether they should be exploited or killed or raped or whatever, right? Where their rights should be violated or their bodily autonomy is violated. We should have the same moral consideration when it comes to those three or so, right? The bodily autonomy, the right to life, and the right to freedom or something like that, right? Make decisions for themselves, not be exploited, not be slaughtered for trivial shit. That's what we're saying. Interspecies predation. Why do you keep trying to look for morality in animal kingdom? Right? You're a human being. Like, use your superior human intellect. Lions will not eat each other. Yeah, they do. They do eat each other, right? Lions eat cubs. They do eat each other. That's a cub. That's a lion cub that the lion ate because of rivalry or whatever the fuck. There you go. Refuted. Mass production of plant-based products have caused the death of our insects and farms and mammals and mice. What's the evidence for that? GMO chemicals, who cares? If it's GMO chemicals, what the fuck is GMO chemicals? GMO is for organic stuff. So it's like a contradictory. I guess maybe, I don't know, depends on what you mean by chemicals. And pesticides are far worse too. So a few things that I would need evidence for. I would need evidence for mammals being killed in crop production. Please provide those. I would need evidence for insects being sentient, so therefore I should care for them. You should also provide evidence that it's like morally wrong to kill those specific insects that come for the crops that basically threaten food security, right? And then tell me how that's like interacts with veganism in any kind of way. And GMO chemicals don't bother us. It's just like word salad, in my opinion. I want to understand, because I spoke to a vegetarian who was really mad at me since he found out that I eat raw meat, and I'm, well, no shit, man. They have probably like an ethical problem with exploiting, slaughtering animals. So like, but I promise not to get too mad, right? I get passionate, but I don't get mad, right? But I also have only like 18 minutes until I have to sign off. But until then, like, please start making sense of something. They'll work without... please provide evidence for that. And I'm sorry, again, G-Man, I told you, like, the chat jumps sometimes, so I can't see all of it. Please provide evidence that they will work in other industries that will have less rights violations. Holy fuck! That's hell of a claim. That's crazy. Please give me that evidence and I will stop buying computers. And phones. I will find a way. I don't know how. I literally can't like provide for myself or do activism without it, but I'll find a way. Holy shit, man. That's hell of a fucking claim. Please provide evidence for it. Yeah. I don't want to change since I like this food. Well, can you please like give us a moral justification that is asymmetrical with grape then? Grapists love the sex that they can get without like actually being a normal human being that can get consent from somebody. They like being forceful. They enjoy it. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it, right? Why the fuck would the rapist do it if not for the enjoyment of it? So please provide justification for your actions then, because your actions cause the exploitation and slaughter of animals. From a human perspective, there is morality, but no morality from an animal's perspective. A non-user, can you do anything to an animal? Can you do anything to an animal? Yeah. I'm now talking, right. Because there are no more, like you made the claim, no morality from animal perspective, tell me if there is anything goes. I can do anything to an animal. Like, for instance, can I literally start cutting into an animal, a live animal, just cutting them small cuts until they bleed out? Is that cool? Is that nothing to justify there? Is that moral? The more you demand from an industry, the more the supply of labor will gravitate towards that industry. Yeah, but provide evidence for your claim that if we stopped buying computers, those people would actually work for jobs that are less rights violations. Holy shit. I would love to hear that. If the lions eat each other, I think causes conflict. Hey, sorry, I'm gonna jump straight down. Please answer my question. Unknown user. Please answer my question. Right? I'll repeat the question just for you. Because morality doesn't apply to animal perspective or whatever you said, can we do anything to an animal? Like anything goes. Is it moral for me to take a dog and tie all of its four paws, right? And then just like stretch them out until their body breaks into 4 parts? Yeah. That's fine. I'll wait for it. But I would appreciate to give me an answer. G-Man, are you vegan? Did you answer me? Did you answer my question? Are you vegan? There is actually seems to be maybe a conversation happening in... But I have to go soon anyway, so I'm going to just finish it off here. I'm sorry, can you answer again? Now I'm looking at it at the end of it. Are you answering unknown user's question? You can do anything you want to some animals. Yes, you can continuously cut a muscle like that, just like you could with a plant. Oh, wow. So I can literally torture an animal to death and you don't think that's a moral problem? I can torture a cat to death. No moral problem there. G-Man? Yeah, I guess that is an answer. You're not vegan. Humans should be able to do what is legally permissible to animals or societally acceptable to animals. So what's the answer to my question? Is it morally good or morally neutral to torture an animal to death? It's a yes or no, by the way, so I expect a yes or no unknown user at this point, right? Because you confusing me. Now you're saying not torture, so torture is not good. Natural History Museum study? What the fuck is that? And I didn't ask you for insects. I asked you for mammals. Where did you find this source? Where do you find this source? What the fuck does Natural History Museum know anything about anything in agriculture? 60% of insects. What the fuck do they know? That's not their prerogative. That's not their expertise. Have declined by 60% in 20 years. That's the only thing that comes up, it seems. A study by the Natural History Museum revealed that UK is flying. So that's the thing. Declined by 60%. Okay. Essential to Earth's environmental balance have died off in 20 years. What's the causes? UK's flying insect population. Wild declines. It's like, we're going to find out that it's not crops. By rising temperatures and fragmented habitats. So mostly by animal agriculture, actually. So this is caused by animal agriculture, and I can provide evidence for that. Kokai, let me know if you want me to. I'm probably not a vegan according to your definition. Yeah, no shit, you just said that it's okay to torture an animal. The same as a plant, you said, in fact. Yeah. Jesus Christ, bro. Hey, unknown user, I haven't seen you answering my question. It's a yes or no. Is it morally good or neutral to torture an animal? It's a yes or no, so I expect a yes or no. I'm going to give you a few more chances, but not many. Cats are sentient, so you can't cut them up. Well, cows are sentient. Can you cut them up? I'm not sure what you mean, G-Man. Are you talking about like specifically non-sentient animals? Because then I'd agree it is like a plant. Although it's a little weird to the human psyche, but... a non-user, please fucking answer the question. You're starting to annoy me. You worked on a study, and there you go. It's rising temperature in fragmented habitats, both caused to much greater degree by the animal agriculture than it is by plant agriculture. There you go. Good luck. Yeah, naturally, it's amazing. Whatever the fuck. Oh shit! It jumped again, and G-Man is gonna get sports. A non-user, I'm gonna give you one last chance and then I'm gonna kick you for a little bit. I'm gonna time you out. Is it morally good or neutral to torture an animal to death? Yes or no? And if I don't get morally neutral, you did answer. I'm so sorry. So it's morally neutral if we torture an animal to death. What's the justification for that? Why? The question is why? Why is it morally neutral to torture an animal, a dog, for instance, right? Who's an animal? Torture a dog to death. Why is it morally neutral? Jesus Christ, bro. If a non-animal is sentient, I value it same. Yeah, I'm a sentientist. Sure. So, okay, so we're on the same page on sentience, that's fine. So that's what you meant, you should have said it. Dumbass, sorry. You did answer, that's fine. Muscles, not cow. Oh, muscles, fuck me. That's just me miswritten, you're right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, so it's morally good to torture cats to death? Yeah. The animals, yeah, I'm talking about torturing animals to death. And you said that's morally neutral. So torturing a dog to death is morally neutral. Unknown 2025. Yeah, awesome. Well, guys, that just seems like a place to end. Jesus Christ. It's morally neutral to torture dogs to death. A non-user. Let me just actually write it down. We gotta write it down, man. Because maybe I should start keeping like these jams. It's I shouldn't use a quote because you didn't say it altogether. It's morally. It is an entailment of your position. Neutral. To torture dogs to death. Right. And then a non-user. What's your number there? Q2U 2025. Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic moral decision. Now, despite this, that I'm now thinking you are like morally abhorrent and possibly brain dead, please join the Discord server anyways. Maybe we can move you towards like at least not acting like a psychopath, even though you have the morality of a psychopath. So how about you join there and we move you towards a plant-based keto instead of paying for exploitation and slaughter of animals to a great degree. Jesus Christ, bro. They are animals. I asked you about animals. Dogs are animals. Get the fuck out. You said it's morally neutral to torture animals to death. Now you like wiggling. Get the fuck out. So is it not morally neutral to torture dogs to death? Well, Kokai, that's the point, though, right? If somebody can justify their personal pleasure in feeling good with exploiting and slaughtering animals, why wouldn't it justify torture as well, right? Their claim was to remind you that because animals don't have morality, which is, bro, that's a strong claim. I can provide evidence that the animals do have like rudimentary morality. Then it's fair game to exploit and slaughter them, and we shouldn't even justify it with anything. Everything goes. So why wouldn't torture go? If literal slaughter goes, why wouldn't torture go as well on the morality of a non-user 2025? I don't know. By the way, before I go, would you like, Kokai, would you like me to provide evidence that temperatures are rising and habitats are being fragmented much more on a non-plant-based diet to a much greater degree? And therefore, it's the fault of animal agriculture, actually, that the insect population has fallen so sharply. Would you like me to provide evidence for that? I can. So, it is morally bad to torture dogs. So what's the morally, since you made a moral in distinction there, what's the morally relevant difference between dogs and cows? The property status of somebody neither interacts with my claim, because I can just say, well, I bred the dog, it's my dog. I'm okay with torturing that dog to death, right? Would that be like a good moral justification? And second, you're not considering the animals themselves. You seem to be considering still the humans or something, right? Because you're saying humans, you're just like stealing from another human is bad, right? So let's consider the victims themselves. Let's consider the dog and the cow and tell me what's the morally relevant difference, if it exists, to exploit and slaughter the animals that are my property. To torture to death, because we're talking about torture. It's one of them is worse, but both are bad. Both exploit and slaughter animals, sentient animals, as G-Man pointed out. It's the use of unnecessary force which ruins the quality of the meat. So this is not a moral answer then? You're not interacting with moral question. I'm asking morally. Is it wrong? Unless you're saying, oh, it's immoral to present me with the slightly less tasty dead body. Unless that's the claim that you are making. It's immoral to provide me with muscle meat, dead corpse that is slightly less tasty. So, property claim is not like a question of morality. Can you please answer my moral question? Basis of the moral law of humans. For humans, I don't know what a moral law is. I'm just asking on your morality. Why is it morally neutral to torture a cow to death? Right? If you're saying dogs are property, whatever, fuck me. I'm too tired. It's just all confusing. Please answer morally. Dog, think of the dog as a sentient being, as a being that is worth... We'll now answer it actually. Think of a dog as a sentient being, right? Replace a dog with a child if you need to, right? A child is nobody's property. So think of a dog that is nobody's property. Is it morally good or neutral to torture that dog to death if they're nobody's property? Please talk about morality and not your personal taste pleasure. Let me actually flip through like the things. My view is human-centered because I don't think the dog would care about me. Why does that matter? If somebody doesn't care about you, it's okay to kill them. If I don't care about you, I'm a non-user. I'm like leaning towards not caring about you at all. Is it okay for me to slaughter you then? Or torture you to death, I guess. That's what we're talking about. If it was size lion, tiger, it would eat me. Well, then it would be like not analogous, right? Because the cow wouldn't eat you. Yeah, the cow wouldn't eat you. So is it okay to torture a cow to death? The cow wouldn't eat you. The cow would like snuggle in with you, gently. No, the cow doesn't want to eat you. What the fuck? What's your evidence for that? What's your evidence for that, you fucking dumbass? Well, because they're starving. If you see, first of all, you haven't seen it. You saw a video somewhere of one cow munching on a mouse, right? Because if they're starving, yeah, they'll do like crazy shit. But a cow wouldn't come and eat you. And also, what kind of fucking justification is that? A cow would eat me, therefore it's okay to torture them to death. Jesus Christ, I'm tired of this guy. Dogs hunt and hate watch cats. You're just gibberating. Can you please answer a moral question? I think it's justified morally because they would do the same to me. No, a cow wouldn't eat you. Why the fuck is it okay to torture a cow to death? I'm free to come and torture you to death. What's your, let me get a pen and paper. What's your address? I'm not gonna come alone, but I'm gonna come with some people. What's your address, a non-user? I'm writing it down. I have a pen right here. You will fight back. No, I'm gonna tie you up. You're not gonna get the chance to wake. The cows don't get the chance. All living things? I don't think so. I don't think plants have the right to live. And plants are living things. Bacteria are living things. I don't think bacteria have the right to life. We're not in nature, so I don't know why you're using that. And if we live by separate rules, let's improve it and stop exploiting and slaughtering animals for unnecessary bullshit. I need to go really soon. Like, really, I'm coming up to a deadline here on, like, hard stop. No, they actually wouldn't. And, you know, like, when bullfighting, you know what they do for bullfighting? They stick them as shit. They antagonize them, and sometimes it's not shown here. They like tie stuff around their penis to antagonize them, to piss them off. The fuck they would. If you would leave them alone, they would leave you alone as well. In fact, if they could, they would run away from you. That's a dumb thing to say. That's I'm allowed psycho, sure. I'm okay with that conclusion that you came to. He's absolutely rage-baiting, do you think? I don't know about that. I think he actually thinks like that. So why would I give you my address? Well, because you said I'm welcome to come torture you to death. So I want you to give me your address to test if you actually like you're actually holding that position, or are you just saying it to make yourself feel better about like participating in something immoral. So if I'm totally welcome to come and torture you to death and you can defend yourself, that's fine. Give me an address and let's test it in real life. Oh, you never said, so there you go, right? So here's where your position starts crumbling, right? Because you made the claim that, an animal doesn't care about me, therefore it's okay. Well, I should have said it differently. An animal doesn't care about me, therefore it's okay to torture them to death, right? And so if you don't care about me, then it's okay for me to come and torture you to death. I will hunt you. There you go. Vegan terrorists. Oh, by what definition of terrorism? Me just talking to people and debunking their faulty reasoning? That's terrorism? Dumbass. At least I'm not a dumbass. And like, that's like creative word use there. I've really got to go. Yeah, social contract is weird theory. It just doesn't work that way in real life, right? Because there are human beings that can't adhere to social contract. They just can't in any kind of way. Well, is it okay to farm them for food? I don't think so. I don't think we should farm the disabled, the mentally challenged. And the psychopaths for that thing, right? Like for the same reason. If you come on my property, oh, so if we could give guns to cows, you would stop paying for the exploitation and slaughter? Hmm? Yeah, if I'm welcome to try, give me your address. If I'm welcome to try, then tell me where to go. And I'll get there. I won't be alone. Because I'm tiny. There are pretty big vegans out there. I bet I can muscle up a couple of them. Wrestle up a couple of them to come with me. But no, you run. You're a coward. Then the things that you said about like, oh, if animals don't care about me, it's okay to torture them to death. Wrong. Dumb. Stop being dumb. Jesus. All right. I actually have to go at this point, guys. I'm like past the ability to like stay on here. But I enjoyed. This was very interesting, actually, right? And yeah, thank you everybody for coming, and see you next time.